Oh, I'm not going to talk about Tom Hanks either, who is also... Tom Hanks, folks, is...
When I get mad, I pull out the let me get this straight. Like if I have to let somebody go, I will use the let's get this straight.
Since when has this brand of common decency and professionalism been put on hold just because of dynamics in the workplace?
Alleged footage of none other than Tom Hanks has surfaced, and it's pointing fingers in a way that has people shook.
Is this where we are in the world? Is this what's going on with social media? That Oprah and I cannot go on a billionaire's boat to Tahiti with a former president of the United States and not keep it secret, for God's sake?
But wait, Oprah Winfrey's name is all over this too. Yet, two of Hollywood's most untouchable stars are now at the center of some scary allegations, and the internet is spiraling theirs.
This girl, Sarah Ruth Ashcraft, on Twitter, who has been accusing Tom Hanks of her when she was 13. Her dad sold her to Tom Hanks.
What's on the footage? Why are people whispering about secret crimes and hidden connections? Buckle up, because this story is about to get wild. So what exactly is on this? So-called footage reports suggest the video contains disturbing and highly questionable interactions that fans are struggling to wrap their heads around. Allegedly, this footage ties Tom Hanks to a series of shadowy dealings with Oprah, somehow being part of the picture. I would say, Oprah Winfrey, you know what you need to do and stop hiding behind. But wait, it doesn't end there. Let's talk about Chad Hanks. For a second, yep, Tom's own son has been making waves with some seriously eyebrow-raising comments about his dad. While Chad has always been known for his bold and sometimes controversial personality, his recent statements are leaving fans wondering if there's more to Tom's picture-perfect image. Could it be that these questionable claims are hinting at something deeper?
There's a lot of advantages, but sometimes it could be...
Now, let's be clear, nothing has been officially confirmed yet. But when you combine the footage with the whispers from chat, things start to look a little too suspicious to ignore. People are connecting dots, asking questions, and revisiting past moments that might have seemed harmless at the time, but now feel like red flags.
Knows the advantages, they're self-explanatory. I'm very blessed. I got to travel the world, stay in nice hotels, fly in private planes, and I'm very blessed for that. I wouldn't change my situation for everything.
And let's not forget Oprah's involvement in all of this. The footage allegedly hints at some form of collaboration between her and Tom in these scary crimes. Let's kick things off by looking at the big honor Tom Hanks received back in 2016. President Barack Obama awarded him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is the highest civilian honor you can get in the U.S.
Thomas J. Hanks.
The Presidential Medal of Freedom isn't just handed out to anyone. It's for people who've made a big splash in fields like sports, entertainment, or science. When President Obama gave Tom Hanks the honor, he wasn't shy about laying on the praise. He called Hanks America's dad and said Tom has always saved his best role for real life. He is a good man, which is the best title you can have. Pretty sweet, right? But here's the thing, being a great actor doesn't automatically make you a great dad. Just ask Chad Hanks. His stories paint a picture that's not all warm and fuzzy. Sure, Tom might be the guy who saves the day on screen, but off screen, it sounds like things might be a little more complicated. Being a good person isn't about awards or public praise. It's about how you show up for the people closest to you, and based on Chad's perspective, there might be more to the story than the shiny public image to deserve any sort of recognition, and that created a lot of contempt. Didn't waste any time connecting dots and raising eyebrows, wondering if Hollywood's power players had a hand in Tom Hanks snagging that prestigious award. Let's face it, he's always been buddy-buddy with some of the biggest names in the industry. When you're rolling with the top dogs in Tinseltown, it's hard not to wonder what kind of behind-the-scenes strings might have been pulled. Could it all just be pure merit? Or was there a little Hollywood magic working overtime? Fans sure seem to think there's more to the story. One fan commented, "It's hard enough to come to conclusions on your own about your upbringing, frackin' tough stuff, and then to share it with other people, especially random as." Strangers brave dude, well done, keep growing. Another one added that all makes sense. It's good you're able to recognize it and talk about it. Now keep doing you, man. You're an interesting and inspiring dude. Tom's circle is nothing short of Hollywood royalty. He's rubbed elbows with some of the biggest names in the biz, from co-stars like Meg Ryan and Julia Roberts to legendary directors like Steven Spielberg and Ron Howard. But it's not just about work. These relationships often spill over into his personal life, whether it's dinner parties, industry events, or casual hangouts. Tom's frequently seen with these A-list pals. It's no surprise he's firmly planted in Hollywood's inner circle, solidifying his spot at the top.
Learn that everywhere I went, people in general just had this preconceived notion about me that I was just going to be an arrogant, spoiled, entitled.
It was an unforgettable Sunday night when a group of celebrity power couples gathered at the HANKS place around 7:00 p.m., ready to join in the celebration. And what was the occasion, you ask? It was none other than Tom and Rita's incredible 35th wedding anniversary. But don't picture a quiet, intimate candle at dinner for two. This was something on a whole different level. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson are celebrating their love. The longtime couple marked 35 years of marriage over the weekend and celebrated with a sweet tribute. Tom and Rita took their anniversary celebration to the next level, turning it into a weekend-long extravaganza. They invited some of Hollywood's biggest and brightest stars for a laid-back dinner at their luxurious home. When Hollywood royalty gathers, you can bet it's going to be a night to remember.
This all-star cast, guys.
It's Jimmy Kimmel, Conan O'Brien, Martin Short, Kurt Russell, and
the Hanks' stunning mansion tucked away in a quiet cul-de-sac was the perfect setting for this exclusive bash. It quickly became the go-to destination, for the who's who of Hollywood paparazzi were in full frenzy, desperate to snap shots of these legends as they made their arrivals. Barack and Michelle Obama, Steven Spielberg, and Kate Capshaw, Bruce Springsteen, and Patty Sayala. Just a few of the stars mingling, laughing, and enjoying each other's company under one roof. It was nothing less than an iconic moment in Hollywood history.
LA neighborhood with special guest President Obama's motorcade and Oprah Winfrey's badly lit face in a passing car.
And the peculiar twist, the festivities carried on well past midnight. Yes, indeed, this glitzy soiree graced by stars exhibited no inclination to come to a close. Meanwhile, fans have been quite vocal about their opinions on Tom Hanks' rumored associations with the mysterious world of Hollywood elites. One peculiar fan commented, "Pretty sad how he shares those thoughts. And y'all tear him down at the end for simply having a different opinion than the mainstream's." Chat didn't stop there. In another astonishing disclosure, he claimed that Tom had a hand in the ongoing devastating Maui fires. He's certainly dishing out the details on how fame and wealth have transformed individuals, including his own father. Chad suggests that Tom has preserved his fame and fortune by aligning with influential figures who hold sway not only in Hollywood, but also beyond its borders. Now there's talk in Hawaii that this alleged foul play might extend to the empires, as there are suspicions that the elite may have their sights set on the land there.
And at some point, I will make a major donation after all of the smoke and ashes have settled here and we figure out what the rebuilding is going to look like. This is going to be a long and difficult process.
In what appears to lend credence to this assertion, Oprah herself stated that she and other influential figures are planning to oversee the reconstruction of the area.
Make up their minds about me before they even got a chance to know me, and it was extremely hard to break down their walls. So I encountered a lot of disdain, a lot of animosity, a lot of negativity.
It seems like this stirred up some reactions, with another Maui resident stepping forward to send a bold message to the greedy elites eyeing the land. It's not for sale. The whole situation took off when a video featuring Chat started circulating on social media. In the video, he claimed that fame has the power to change people, which led some to speculate that he might be talking about his own dad, Tom. Some even started drawing connections between Tom and the Maui fires, adding fuel to the fire of speculation. Lately, Tom Hanks has been spotted rocking a mysterious ring. And here's where things get really interesting. Oprah Winfrey's been seen wearing a nearly identical one naturally. The internet is losing it. Some say these rings aren't fashion statements. They might be symbols or tools for something way deeper. Dive into the conspiracy rabbit hole, and you'll find whispers about secret networks and shady dealings. Could these rings be access passes or signals for an elite circle? Even wilder, some speculate that wearing them might somehow shield them from scrutiny, while allegedly carrying out questionable activities. Now there's no solid proof to back up these eyebrow-raising theories. But the timing of Tom and Oprah flashing these rings is definitely fueling the chatter. Coincidence or something bigger at play? It's anyone's guess. But one thing's for sure, the mystery has people talking. And the speculation just keeps growing, whether it's a hidden agenda or just a quirky fashion choice. Fans and skeptics alike are buzzing with questions. On the flip side, Tom's son Chad has been making waves of his own back in his teens. Life wasn't exactly smooth sailing. At 17, he landed in rehab, a wake-up call for the whole family. But Chad's come a long way since then. He even launched a YouTube channel where he gets real about growing up in the HANKS household. Despite loving and supportive parents, Chad called his upbringing a double-edged sword, filled with both privileges and challenges. It's clear that even in a family as iconic as the HANKS, things aren't always as picture-perfect as they seem.
Just prepared to hate my guts. And that caused me to develop a chip on my shoulder and walk around with a lot of anger. All in all, it just led me down a path of self-destruction.
Chad went on to say there are a lot of perks, but sometimes it can be quite strange. I got to do a lot of cool things that many people don't get the chance to do. Travel the world, stay in nice hotels, fly on private planes, and I feel blessed by that. I wouldn't change my situation. While Chad recognized the perks of fame, he didn't shy away from acknowledging its downsides. He expressed regret about the time his parents sent him to a particularly tough rehab program, where he felt like he was enduring a lot of hardship without really being understood or supported. As he wrapped up his reflections, Chad promised to keep sharing the raw, unfiltered truth about his life in Hollywood, hinting that more revelations might be on the way. But why is Chad opening up about all this now?
I'm 31 years old, and I'm just now getting to the point where, I'm starting to truly feel that I don't really have anything to prove to.
His candid confession, hidden within his self-mastery program video series on YouTube, reveals the tough battles he fought as a young kid, dealing with relentless bullying at school, without the steady support of a strong, nurturing father figure. Instead of being there for his own son, Tom supposedly seemed more focused on chasing stardom and rubbing elbows with Hollywood's elite. It paints a picture of a father who, while a huge success in the entertainment world, might have been missing in action when it came to supporting his own family.
This is a double-edged sword. It's a lot more complicated, and not so many people really understand it. You gotta keep in mind that fame is the most powerful drug known to man. It can also be the most destructive.
Chad Hanks didn't hold back when opening up about the struggles of growing up as Tom Hanks' son. The aspiring rapper revealed how relentless bullying at school left him feeling isolated and disappointed without a strong male figure to lean on. Instead of stepping in as the supportive dad Chad needed, Tom seemed more focused on his own fame and mingling with Hollywood's elite. I didn't have a strong male role model to tell me, bro, these people, they're just jealous of you. Chad admitted his frustration and bitterness clear. He felt invisible, especially during the hardest times as his dad prioritized the spotlight over family. Chad also shared how being Tom Hanks' son wasn't the glamorous life everyone assumes. It came with unique hardships. People would judge him or make assumptions without ever getting to know who he really was. He described feeling like a target, constantly under scrutiny, and weighed down by envy and judgment. Meanwhile, his father was busy jet-setting around the world and rubbing shoulders with Hollywood's upper crust, leaving Chad to navigate these challenges on his own. It's a tough picture to paint, but it's clear Chad's experiences were far from the fairy tale many might imagine.
People are infatuated with fame. They put famous people on a pedestal. Everybody wants to be famous. It creates a lot of
Ted opened up about how his dad, Tom, being so famous, made it hard for him to connect with people. He admitted that while being the child of a Hollywood star had its perks, it also left him feeling isolated because his dad wasn't around much. Chad's complaint suggests that Tom seemed more interested in maintaining his fame and being liked by everyone than in being a present, supportive father. My experience was even more complicated because on top of fame already being toxic, I wasn't even famous. I was just the son of somebody famous, so I hadn't even done anything to deserve any sort of recognition, and that created a lot of contempt. Contempt for me. My dad is beloved. He's on a pedestal, Chad revealed, pointing out the stark contrast between the admiration his father received and the resentment aimed at him as the video quickly spread across social media. Opinions on Chad's revelations became highly divided. Some saw it as a cry for attention, while others viewed it as a bold expose, offering a raw look at the less glamorous side of Hollywood fame. Whatever the take, Chad's disclosures appear to be an honest portrayal of his reality. It's clear that while Tom's parenting may not have been intentional or ideal, his connections within Hollywood have certainly brought tangible benefits to the family.
A lot of envy. My experience was even more complicated because on top of fame already being toxic, I wasn't even famous, I was just the son of somebody famous, so I hadn't even done any.
On social media, fans have started to speculate that in an effort to maintain his flawless public persona, Tom Hanks may have distanced himself from his son Chad, whose disruptive behavior might have been seen as a threat to Tom's carefully cultivated relationships within Hollywood. The theories surrounding Tom have taken a darker turn, with some fans even suggesting that he could be connected to the recent Maui fires. This speculation seems to stem from a combination of conspiracy theories and the fact that Tom's name keeps popping up in the context of the tragedy. Fans argue that where there's smoke, there might be fire, figuratively speaking. The controversy deepened when it was pointed out that one of Tom's closest associates has been accumulating a vast land portfolio in Maui. The associate recently purchased 870 acres in Kula for $6 million, despite having already bought a Maui ranch in 2003 for $5.3 million, plus owning 100 acres in Hana. The sheer scale of these land acquisitions has raised eyebrows, with some wondering if there's a deeper connection to the recent events on the island.
Some residents say they've been receiving calls from wealthy real estate investors and developers who are trying to purchase their fire-ravaged land.
Many people found it puzzling that Tom Hanks, known for speaking out on significant issues, remained silent about the Maui fires, especially considering the claims that he owns property in the area. This has led the public to question whether the numerous viral conspiracy videos circulating on social media, which make seemingly unfounded allegations that the Maui wildfires were deliberately ignited as part of a land acquisition scheme, might have more substance to them than initially thought.
Don't approach them with an offer to buy land. Please don't approach their families to tell them that they're going to be better off.
Conspiracy theorists across different platforms are asserting that the fires, which tragically claimed the lives of at least 114 people, were orchestrated as a deliberate strategy to displace less affluent residents on Maui and create space for high-end multi-million-dollar developments. The public skepticism intensified when a video featuring one of Tom's associates discussing plans for land renovation following the fires began circulating. This has led to allegations that Tom and other influential individuals may have been involved in the fires, particularly if they had already started to exert influence over the affected land.
Hawaii already has the highest housing cost in the nation, with homeownership out of reach for many residents.
Certain social media users have made unfounded claims suggesting that affluent residents of Maui played a role in the recent fires. These claims allege that these individuals intentionally ignited the fires to purchase the scorched land at reduced prices and potentially establish a smart city. The conspiracy theory goes further, proposing that a covert group of global elites used a secret energy weapon to purposefully start the fires, clearing the land for their mysterious agendas. And now Tom has found himself linked to these elites due to his close proximity to many of them and his ownership of land in Maui, given his status as a prominent figure in Hollywood.